After a much-needed break on Sanibel, it was time to move on. As you might imagine, a trip like this can take a lot out of you, and a little time to refresh and recharge, well, it was just what the doctor had ordered. I always enjoy the time I spend on Sanibel, and the fact that I got to see some friends and family in the barn, well, that was just icing on the cake. But now it's time to move on. And by the way, the parking receipt at lower right, it does eventually go away. Sorry. Welcome to Fort Myers Beach. This is one of the areas that got hit particularly hard by Ian a couple years ago. And you still see the signs of damage everywhere. Something like 80% of the houses on Fort Myers Beach got destroyed during Ian. And many of the large hotels were also damaged. A lot of these buildings, even though they're standing, a lot of them are not yet reopened. They're still doing renovations on a lot of these hotels. But like Sanibel, a lot of these places are coming back. And I haven't been out here for many, many years. I used to work out here years and years ago, back in about '83. And it's all completely different from then. Nothing is the same. And everywhere you look is construction and empty lots where there used to be buildings. Hurricanes are nothing to laugh at, you know. I mean, you can laugh at them, but it doesn't stop them. Well, you've heard the one about why did the chicken cross the road, but have you heard the one about why the vulture crossed the road? There's 3 of them. Oh gosh. Probably a dead gator. So yeah, there's a lot of gators around here. So this is the Everglades. And as you can see, there's a lot of people around here. There's bird watching and fishing and just kind of looking around. There are tons of gators. However, most of them have been kind of in situations where I didn't want to get out of the car. Seen quite a few big gators, and of course there's lots of birds and things too. Lots of wildlife here. This is called Loop Road, and it runs for I think 20 miles. Every so often there's a bridge, and usually that's where you see the birds. Seen egrets, ibises, spoonbills, gators, of course. There are probably otters and that kind of thing here too. Panthers. You're not going to see a panther during the day probably, but they're here. I'm out here, well, because this road is the southernmost road, so I'm on the edge here. To my right is south, to the left is north. Alligator Alley is about 5 miles to my left, so we're kind of out in the middle of the swamps here. Beautiful cypress swamps. We'll stop again when we see something interesting. Got little blue heron there. Some big egrets. This is your typical cypress swamp. I don't see any gators here, but I'm sure they're here. You got to be careful. A lot of fish. The water here is very clear. A lot of fish in here. Many of which I don't recognize, but I see a Plecostomus down there. Kind of a sucker feeder. I see some tilapia, sheep's head. You can see nobody around here at the moment. Let's keep it going. There's a gator over here to my right, trying to go slowly so I don't alarm it. Pretty big one too. See him there? It's right in the middle, being very still. Gators are ambush predators, so they spend a lot of time trying to look like a log. This one looks to be about 6-footer. It's not doing anything too terribly exciting, but gators aren't that exciting, hopefully. All right, let's move on. There's a couple gators right here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're just here on the right. 3 of them, looks like. I've been seeing a ton of gators out here. I just wish that they were easier to spot before you get like right near them. I will say though, if you want to see gators, this is the road to take.